if some foreign troops appear in Ukraine, especially now, during the hostilities, we assume that these will be legitimate targets for destruction. We have an open dialogue with President Trump, and there is an agreement that if necessary, we can call each other, get in touch, talk. He knows that I am open to this conversation, and so does he. I know about this, but so far, according to the results of these consultations in Europe, we have not had any talks. And in fact, it was a bit difficult for me to do this. I have just arrived from China, and I am here. Well, we have no communication problems here. This is the first thing. Therefore, if some foreign troops appear in Ukraine, especially now, during the hostilities, we assume that these will be legitimate targets for destruction. And if the decisions that will lead to peace, to a long-term peace, are reached, then I simply do not see any point in their being in the territory of Ukraine. That's all. Because if these agreements are reached, let no one doubt that Russia will fully implement them. And we will respect the security guarantees that, of course, must be worked out both for Russia and for Ukraine. And I repeat once again, Russia will certainly implement these agreements. But in any case, no one has discussed this with us at a serious level yet. After all, quite recently, the leadership of the Kiev regime, to put it mildly, did not respond to us easily and excluded all possible direct contacts. Now we see that they are asking for these contacts. In any case, they offer them. I have already said many times that I am ready for these contacts. But at the press conference in Beijing, which you mentioned, I said that I do not see much point. Why? because it is almost impossible to reach an agreement with the Ukrainian side on key issues. Even if there is political will, which I doubt, there are legal and technical difficulties, which are that any agreements on territories must be confirmed in accordance with the Constitution of Ukraine at the referendum. In order to hold a referendum, it is necessary to cancel the military position. It is not held in the conditions of the military position. If the military position is cancelled, it is necessary to immediately hold the presidential election. After the referendum is held, regardless of the results, it is necessary to submit a resolution to the Constitutional Court. And the Constitutional Court does not work because, as I understand it, after the request to the Constitutional Court on the legitimacy of the current government, the court rejected these decisions. And the head of the regime simply ordered the guards not to let the chairman of the Constitutional Court into the workplace. This is democracy. And the chairman of the Supreme Court just sits in prison on corruption charges. It is well known that there is enough of this corruption in Ukraine, but why it was necessary to put the chairman of the Supreme Court in prison is not very clear. But it is clear that the case has come to the destruction of the judicial system as such. This is another of the bright signs of the democracy of the current Ukrainian government. Therefore, this endless process is in vain. Nevertheless, we said that we are ready for meetings at the highest level. Listen, the Ukrainian side wants this meeting and offers this meeting. I said, we are ready, please come, we will definitely provide conditions for work and security. The guarantee is 100%. But if they tell us, we want to meet with you, well, you go somewhere for this meeting. It seems to me that these are just excessive requests to our address. I repeat once again, if someone really wants to meet with us, we are ready. The best place for this is the capital of the Russian Federation, the hero city of Moscow. The establishment of Ukraine in the European system of economic relations was associated with some economic problems for us. Because Ukraine was part of the free trade zone, we had open customs borders, and this had certain consequences for us. And Ukraine had to put on the scale what it lost in contact with us, in direct monetary and cooperative terms, and what it acquired there. President Yanukovych thought about this. He counted and shed a tear, because the opening of markets for highly competitive European products killed production in Ukraine itself and closed the cooperative trade relations with Russia. This was the problem. He did not refuse, as I remember, to join the EU. On the contrary, he wanted it. I do not know what he said now, but I know for sure that he wanted it and was striving for it, but on conditions acceptable for Ukraine.